Pretty good.
Today it was like a little gloomy, so I know. I guess
This must be the weather.
yeah, like when the sun come out, nice be a little bit more perky and what's not. But today is just kind of it's one of those days. It's a day.
And saying this weekend, how they closed the beaches down. Everybody used to look forward to going.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, that
really
kind of threw off a lot of people.
kind of got me a little bug out, like how they like all the beaches was closed down this weekend and what's not. But let's start the podcast. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Be Live, but
It's episode 4, eh?
episode 4 now.
Episode 4.
It's your boy Portcake,
I'm your co-host, Ash Kaizen.
and welcome to Be Live, but let's get right into the topics today. And if we can go like look to my phone, I just want to dress it up front. Will, Jada, and August. We talked about that last part for the last podcast,
Yeah.
and I think we should talk about that first. Like I say, after a certain amount of time, in my opinion, married people, people who are married in these committed really long and who are in marriage, they ain't bunning no more, right? Especially in this part of the world, like in other parts of the world, when people bring that argument, whereas in certain parts of the Middle East, it largely and especially when you go to certain cultures or what's not, those women don't have a choice in whether they wanna get a divorce or what's not. They can't. You know what I mean? So when people make the argument, well, in this part of the world, the marriages are longer and they last longer and this and that. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
Exactly. It's a lot more to it. You know what I mean? And then there's a stigma of a woman who gets a divorce, or even if your husband dies, you have to wear, like, certain cultures, you have to wear, like, certain religions, you have to wear a certain type of color to say, like, you're a widow and what's not. So I just think, you have to remember those things when you be bringing up those stuff. And like with Will, Jada, and August, like I said, after 20 years, but it sounds like to me, in my opinion, that Will initially he was crazy over Jada. He loved her, and he got a divorce, and then he said in this second marriage that he does not want a divorce, and during the second marriage, and I think. Just to clarify things, when I watched when she do Red Table Talk, when he said that, look, I did not give August permission to do anything. I think that's the big part of it. Them two were separated. He probably saw the pictures with Jada and August, right? But he didn't care. Because they were separated. You know what I mean?
And
they probably
apparently he was cool with the whole family.
Yeah, he was cool with the whole family, and him and Jada, they were separated. It wasn't like they were married, but they wasn't in a relationship anymore. More or less, they had more business connections with each other, and that's why I always tell people say, when marriage is. It's a business contract, you know what I mean? And you have to realize that, that's what it is. As much as you talk about love and this and that and that, it's a business commitment. It says that you are, that this person is your next of kin, and that if anything happens, they are responsible for you business-wise, this, that, and that. So you have to realize that it is a business contract, and it could be the worst thing. Is we're seeing many divorces,
Yeah.
whereas in
Was it's more than 50% now.
right,
I think
right.
in the
Look,
whole western side of the world, not
yeah,
just
right,
America or Bahamas.
right, right, right. Even if you look at Jeff Bezos or Michael Jordan's divorce or Tiger Woods' divorce, those have really been nasty divorces. Whereas especially with Tiger, that girl was just she was especially with you know Tiger one was pretty nasty. That one was really bad, really bad. But like I said, but not to get too much. That's why with me, I personally don't agree with the whole. You know, I don't agree with marriage unless it just to me, I'm over it. It's a bad business decision
Mm-hmm.
on it's a bad business decision business wise, unless you have yeah, unless you have an agreement that listen, like, this is a business, unless you come into it looking at it as a business. um like I say, Will, Jada, and I think Will had to let people know that it wasn't um something that he he gave all his permission to. It was just he just was cool with all. He wasn't checking for Jada no more. You know what I mean? He probably was cutting on his own little things on the side.
That's what I was saying. I hope at least he have something.
I mean,
That's
the thing is, it like he is an he's a public figure, but he's very private about his personal life.
Mm.
So he didn't really go into whatever little things he was cutting on. He didn't talk about it. You didn't see no pictures and what's not, and that ain't our business. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
he was a bit. Best. It's just that August is a public figure and Jada's a public figure. So anything that he does, it's gonna be like what you call it when things against, like a mirror glass, or I
A
forget
reflection.
no, like like those little with the thing with the zoom in.
Telescope.
I don't know.
Microscope?
I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a microscope on whatever thing you do. Um, so that being said, with this interview with Augustin with Angela Yee,
Oh, he did one since the Red Table Talk.
no,
Oh,
this
this
was
is
before the
okay.
Red Table Talk. This why
Oh,
she
just
had
so I
to do the Red
okay,
Table
okay,
Talk.
okay. Just before everything you saying.
Right. This I think August was not a righteous, faithful side dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
running him out.
yeah, he shouldn't have run him out.
Gotta know your role.
You
Shut
gotta
him
know
out.
the role. You gotta know your position, bro. You can't be out here talking about you and your feelings, and you this and you that, and you know that woman married,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Gotta know your role.
You gotta know your
Shut
role.
him out.
You gotta be quiet on them things. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you see her getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then when he talked about he losing money, I was like, bro, that's your fault.
How we losing money? Because I thought
Maybe
he get
even
more.
like there was certain things that were certain
You mean sponsorships? He losing
right
sponsorships.
sponsorships.
But
certain
they
things.
saying, and he just do a new album, and then they saying,
Or
he getting
like
more attention now.
Certain he didn't want to do certain things because he didn't want to hurt her feelings. Bro, she is married. Bro. What don't you get about that? At the end of the day, you see her putting in for any divorce or any of this. You know who she kinda reminds me of? Heather Hunter. You ever see her? You know who Heather Hunter is? Heather. No, I mean not like. I mean physically.
Mm-hmm.
Heather Hunter.
I think so. I think I seen.
Heather Hunter is a porn star, bro. Like an old school porn star, like from back in the day. Like fine as a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, like she like from like the late 80s probably. This like she's a porn star like I old man was checking off too and thing like and what's not. But she fine like that. And I could see the body wise. She got from when I see like Jada and I look at her, like it's basically their bodies just look very similar. I always say and Jada's one who's keep herself in shape. So if you ever look up like Kevin Hunter and you look at Jada, like body wise, they look very similar. Very nice, petite, keep everything snatched. I think August should have just been enjoying the boom boom and then fucking just doing what he gotta
No,
do.
that's when you want your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, like he was like, I'm hurt, I'm hurt.
Man,
I
I
was
don't
like,
know.
bro.
That's maybe I don't know. Maybe she had it had to be a personality thing, but
I
just the
think-
type of girls he could
I
get.
think it was more than just the boom boom. I think
Of
it
course.
was. I think
It had
it
to
was.
be.
It's a emotional.
That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe
Yeah.
she had, it
Yeah,
was
she
her
had a
personality type
strong
of thing.
person. She got them type of personality. Like she's so cool. She's a cool. She's a cool gal. You know what I mean? And you can level with her. And you know what I mean? She's solid. You know what I mean? And I just feel like he fucking just get wrapped up in it. But he just gotta remember. I think his feet leave the ground, but his feet gotta remain on the ground. He just gotta remember she fucking married. She ain't going nowhere. You might be. She might be doggy not every fucking night, but you gotta remember she married.
Well, like I said, he's like a superstar too, so he probably feel like he could get his way. I'll be able to
I
take
feel
her.
like your boy. He said that he was in love with her. Yeah, bruh. I would no. You don't. Look, that ain't good side, dude. Um 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 what I can say now. That ain't a good side dude response. You don't act like that as a side dude, okay?
That's bad side dude etiquette.
Yeah, right. Bad etiquette. You don't do that. You feel me?
Sky
You like,
code.
yeah, man. I mean, you gotta understand that she married. You know what I mean? Take it easy. You know what I mean? And when you're dealing with these married women, you don't be going up in these niggas' them house. Slap no dog. He cross these guys them face and thing. And then the nigga come right up in the house with the gun with the black out. The fuck
Yeah.
you doing up in there? Boom, 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 boom. Can't be doing that.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? Nobody hell no. But you supposed to, when you see that dude, you act like you don't even know who the fuck he is. You got, and you. That's how you gotta be. You can't be around here talking. You know, you got, you know what I mean? It's a certain way you move about these type of things, especially when you know the gal that married and thing. You know, you gotta behave yourself. You know what I mean? You can't be all up in your feelings, talking about this, that, and next, doing interviews and shit, posting pictures on Instagram and thing.
But hey, love is up. You're doing super things. But
I mean, but yeah, I mean, she cool and shit, and you can level with her, but you don't be doing them things, bro. You know what I mean? You don't go up in no nigga house, bunning your wife and thing. You know, you Airbnb that shit. You know what I mean? But,
and I even saw like some people was admiring Will for his just taking it like a man instead of trying to go fight him
I don't
or
think Will was taking. I think Will was. Will said that he was done with her. He was finished. He didn't give a fuck what she was doing.
I mean
You know, we
you
know-
say that, but at the back of your hair is like more to it.
Listen, I see a lot of chicks. I done cut down a couple married chicks, and I see they still got the fucking ring on their finger, but they and their husband ain't been together for fucking years. You know what I mean? They just like the ring. The ring just. They like the
It's a
ring
status
because
symbol.
it's the ring. It's pretty. It's a jewelry. It got a lot. Worth a couple dollars. You know what I mean? They like the jewelry, but they have fucking like they married, but they ain't with that nigga. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, she's still married. You feel me? So you don't go over to our house. Once you see that ring on her finger, nope. You Airbnb that shit. You know what I mean? But you got anything else to say on that?
Um, I think so. I think we covered. No.
I think all right, but um, on a more serious note, um, we want to talk about mental health, especially in the Bahamas, um, especially after Dorian, especially around Bahama. I noticed that it was a time where I said, after Dorian, it's like, what's up, Lord? It was like it almost feel like every month we was losing like one or two people to suicide
Mm-hmm.
after Dorian because um you know mental health is wealth and health is wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need the both. You need your physical health and you need your mental health. And I think a lot of times we look at mental health as, oh, he get lace or she get lace or something like that. But is I always tell people say, I mean, listen, you might be chasing millions or chasing your dream, but you gotta make sure your mental health is right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I whether that be going to a psychologist once a month or what's not, just to make sure you right. You know what I mean, mentally. Um, I see a lot of times people make fun of that, but I always tell people say, it's important. Those things are there because they are needed in society. There's nothing in society that is there that isn't needed, and you know, your mental health is very important. You should take it. Um, don't take it. Take
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 it
it
seriously.
seriously.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just like how you take the gym seriously,
Yeah.
take it seriously, and um, I think mental health affects every family. I've seen it affect people in my family, and I've seen it affect friends of mine and their family, and you know that's why you should really check up on people, and if you really call them your friend,
Yeah.
and make sure that they good. You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta put your foot out and say, listen, take the step in making sure that they do get the treatment if you financially got it, or just be there in physical if you don't have it. You know what I mean? Just to make sure um, that they get themselves right.
And then, go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say.
Oh, yeah, because I was saying, like, even sometimes you was talking about, like, the suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some of the times it could have been prevented if someone would have taken the time
Right,
to,
right,
talk to them,
right,
find out
right.
what their situation was, and,
Mhm.
could have been able to maybe stop it.
Right. And I think health is wealth and physical. When they say I think they say health is wealth, but when they say health, they talking about physical health and mental health.
Yeah.
So let's not treat mental health as a joke or like just one of those one-off things. We should at least once a month. Get sit down and talk probably for an hour or two. Talk to your psychologist just to make sure you're right.
Yeah, I mean, even just to add to that, I think even just talking to people in general,
Right,
talking to
right.
people. Another thing I could recommend is like meditating. That's something
Mm-hmm.
I been doing. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Or like
especially
yoga
when
or
you
something
start,
like that.
especially when you start in your day.
Yes.
It puts you in it. If you set your day up starting that,
10, 15
trust
minutes.
me, that's all you need.
10,
Everybody
15
have that.
minutes,
Just wake up 10
Probably
to
a
15
little
minutes earlier.
meditation or doing like some yoga, some stretches.
Yeah,
so while you
yoga's
just
good too.
just to like center yourself,
Mhm.
calm yourself, to deal with the stresses of the day, the stresses of life.
Yeah,
As
because a
you know,
lot
we
of time
call
we
them.
could prevent those things.
You know what I mean? Just taking some time to yourself. First thing in the morning, get that 15 minutes to yourself before you step out showroom to deal with whatever you dealing with is very important.
And then some people might, they might have a little confusions about what meditation is or how to do it.
Right.
But there's these apps such as like Headspace
Mm-hmm.
and Calm. It guides you through the whole thing.
Right.
They tell you, so to hold your breath for 10 seconds, what to think about. So, yeah, I highly recommend those.
Right. And everybody does things differently. You know, however you choose to do, whatever you choose to do to get yourself mentally ready for the day. You should whatever suits you best, do it. You know what I mean? Because everything ain't for everybody. I was watching the other day on World Star. This father was boxing with his son. He was teaching them boxing, and the young fella, he started to cry and was looked like he was 11 then, 10 or 11. And his father asked him, "What were you crying for?" He said, "No." And he tell him, "Say, man, I didn't know it and what's not." And I think the response that the father gave was amazing, and he just had a GoPro on his head showing how he started to teach his son the box, and everybody, they documenting parts of their lives and what's not, and I think he showed what patience and perseverance does when you're raising kids. I personally don't have no kids right now. I don't know of any out there.
Not proven to be.
Yeah, well, I be wearing my helmet every time. You know what I mean? I wear my helmet every time, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do plan on having kids one of these days. But I think it's patience and perseverance is one of those things that you don't see a lot of when you're dealing with, behemoth in the behemoth culture. When you see people raising their kids and what's not.
They quick to beat them.
Right.
Spike them.
I understand. I'm not against the whole beating your kids. You know what I mean? I think that's what the slave masters used to do to the blacks. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you see these things. You see whereas people beat their kids with wires, drop cords, pieces of iron. You know what I mean? And you like, God damn. You know what I mean? I've seen, even in my family, I've seen like where people get burnt. And I was like, whoa. And I think the mental scars, we don't do a lot of mental healing. That being said, that the physical trauma is gone from slavery, but a lot of the mental and the way we treat each other, those mental scars and those societal scars are still there. You know what I mean? Just with, I think especially in our community, we just was in survival mode, just trying to get day to day. It wasn't a lot of we planning to do this or planning to do that. It was just day to day. Because I know with my grandfather, not my grandfather, my step-grandfather,
Okay.
he wasn't allowed to go to school. You know what I mean? He can't read to this day, right? And it was at a certain age cut off. So you got that's 2 generations ago. That's 1,
Yeah.
father and mother. And then that's and he raised my old lady. He was a terror. I didn't even get into all that, but he was a terror. But you know what I mean. So you got these you got these. It ain't that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know, and we when it comes to raising kids and what's not, I think we need to approach, especially as men, we need to sit down, because we like to say we the head of the household and what's not. But when it comes to raising kids, we don't be 50. It don't usually be 50-50. Like how we would like to say, because the majority of the time, someone can be more at work, and someone, you know what I mean. But when we are there, it's usually the mother who does the discipline, and then the father, he comes down and he does the whoopings and what's not. Depending on also if you even had a father, because I know a lot of households we ain't even got no fathers and what's not. Especially in my class and people in my family and what's not. A lot of dudes just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it had a lot of different. It was a lot of different factors for why that was so. But I think with the way when you raising a young lady or you raising a young man, you need patience. You gotta listen, leave a room for communication with your kids. Communication is key to everything you do in life. Communication, listening, and then speaking clearly is one. Those things right there are golden.
Let me add to that, because I think it's a little more deeper than that. Because I think in the beginning, the mothers, usually, let's say it's like a single mother, I think they have the intentions of being patient, understanding, and all these stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But see, the problem is, if there's a single parent and they doing all the responsibilities all the time, it becomes very stressful. So I think that's one of the reasons why they, after a while, because parenting is a two people job. Because.
But I speaking for like a 2-parent home. I'm not really speaking for more like no, I lie. I speaking I just speaking in my opinion on how I feel. You know what I mean? You need patience and perseverance. Don't lose your cool with these children. You know what I mean? Don't be calling them stupid, dumb, or tired, and tell them that they black, ugly, and greasy. You know what I mean? Because I've been hearing people say that to their children from when I was in primary school, and till this day. Just the other day, he had the same thing, and I was like, damn, we doing this for the next generation to the next generation. You know what I mean? You gotta eventually gotta stop.
And then, sometimes it comes down to, my parents used to treat me like this,
right.
So it just, they're just doing the same thing.
Right.
Nobody ever taught them that they have to do those things. That's the way to raise kids.
Nobody doing better, nobody want to know how to do better, you know what I mean? Eventually someone gotta break the cycle, We gotta act like some grown ass adults when we have to talk about children and what's not. That's why I always tell people, have children in your 30s. Wait till you're in your 30s to have kids.
Well, maybe most people might be mature by then, but some people just might take a little longer, or whenever you get that maturity.
I think some people ever is mature.
But 30 is a reasonable.
Wait till you're in your 30s to have kids, man.
But you have to go back to, I think we talked about this before, like they don't really, in the first episode, the kids don't even be planned in the first place.
No.
So.
Man.
Because the kids, most of 80% of the time is be an accident anyway, so.
Right. That's why I always tell people, wear your helmet.
Man, that's, these people don't.
I always got my helmet in the car.
People don't think
or
like that.
If I know I going out with a gal, I keep my helmet just right inside my pocket or in the wallet. I always keep one in the car for just in case. You know what I mean? Cause it ain't never an accident You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't. They
And I
can't
mean,
just
if
miss and
you're-
fall into a vagina.
And I mean, if you're doing it, without protection, just understand the risk and be willing to,
right.
step up if you want to play
Or
risky like that.
The
That's
morning after pill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of different things out there, but Jesus, let's not be having
It all
these.
comes down to accountability.
Let's not be having these kids while we kids.
That's a big thing to do with it. When you're not mature yet,
Right.
when you a kid raising a kid, you can't afford it either. So
let's principle about ourselves a little bit over there, okay? Lately on the news, we've been seeing a lot. They've been calling it suicides, but it's been a lot of lynchings going on in the U.S. as of late. That's one of the reasons why I try this. I do my most best to stay away from the U.S. Even lately there was a black man who went camping, and I do a lot of camping, especially especially before I had my surgery on my leg. All I was doing was camping, in the bushes and whatnot. And I can't imagine, me running into some people, and then good thing he had some good friends with him, because they helped fight, save his life. They was gonna lynch this man. I tell people, say, man, people be talking about it's 2020, but I say, what the fuck that's supposed to mean? What that's supposed to mean? 2020 what? We got all this technology and shit, but all the same shit going on from back then going on today. It ain't no difference.
Yeah, the only difference today, people's recording.
That's the only difference. The only difference is people recording it, and back then they was taking pictures of it. You know what I mean? And if any of them had enough money, they would record it too. You know what I mean? So, man, I mean, it's just a sad thing. It really is. That's why I usually, whenever I go on vacation, there's only certain places I just go to, because I didn't experience I didn't have my dose of racism and living in certain places of the world, and I cool. I don't want no more of that. I tired of that shit. That's why I usually go when I go on vacation. I only go to certain places because I don't really be into that shit no more. You know what I mean? You go with your family and this and your that.
Well, you can't. I don't think you could run away from it completely.
You can't
but
run
there's some
away from it
places will have it
completely,
much less
Right.
than others.
Right. But I definitely don't go to no countries where you could just go to the store and best buy a gun. I don't go to no countries like that. You know what I mean? I cool on that. I cool on traveling to the States. I cool on that.
Yeah.
When I see, I remember when I was watching this interview on Vlad with Gianno Russo. He was talking about how he was 16 and when he was sleeping with Marilyn Monroe and she was 28. Now, how you feel about all these different situations? Whereas, it's like, to me, it's apparent like when it's a woman doing it with a guy, it's cool, but when it's a guy doing it to a chick, it's like downright evil, this and that. It's like a woman can't make a decision for herself that this is so and so. I'm not saying it's okay, but it's just like it's like a double standard.
Yeah. It goes because even with the like in schools, like
Right.
the teachers sleeping with the kids and stuff. I mean, like the boys who only like 15 and 16. Yeah, it is. It isn't right, and it isn't. They don't get the punishment like if it was a guy doing the same thing.
Right.
I don't
You
know if
know,
that's something we could change. That's
I
just the
feel
way
like
society looks at it.
I feel like once once people start getting on you, they can do what the fuck they want to do. You know what I mean? Once that little clit start jumping, ain't nothing you can do about that. You know what I mean? Once you start getting hard on, ain't nothing you can do about that. I mean, you trying to get peace. You know what I mean? I think now that like when I see like the situation with R. Kelly and what's not, from what I understand and I see with the interviews and what's not, jeez, those chicks were like 13 and 14 and what's not. That's young.
Yeah.
That's young. Very young. But the thing is this, I've never seen anyone said that he raped them. Like he forced himself on them, he raped them. No, everything was consensual. It's just that they was fucking mad. They was very young. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, even if they consent to it and they underage, that
Right.
counts as, I think they call it statutory.
Statutory rape or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it isn't that he forced them, but it's
Right.
just even still, him not, being
Even I saw like, even I see like there was an interview with one of the girls who was on Vlad, and she was running game. She steal a video. She had it record. She was recording them and what's not. I think he used to record it, and she steal one of the videos, and she was like, I got one of the videos, and she basically and he gave her $200,000. So it's they running game, and from what from I only can speak from my personal experience. But when I was in grade 7, I know niggas them who was picking up gals them from in grade fucking 7 straight to those were the chicks who were more developed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
They were more they just like ass and titties just woof from grade 7. Right? So I see they had dudes picking them up from grade 7 and what's grade 9, grade 8, 9. And even when a lot of them chicks reaching grade 9, it was like, whoa. Like a lot of them dudes was like straight like they was done out of school and what's not, like a lot like most of the chicks then they done was developed.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them they was dating dudes out of school and what's not. And dating dudes used to pick them up and they used to say that's my uncle or that's my cousin, that's my uncle. Uncle bringing on lunch or something to school, and I was like, none they wasn't selling out to us, but that's what they would tell to the staff.
Okay.
But we didn't know what was going on.
They probably knew too.
They
For sure they would know.
But I just feel like you feel like R. Kelly's supposed to be in jail right now.
I mean, like I said, I don't think he forced them, but at their age at the time, it's against the law to, to mess with them that young. So he still broke the law.
Right.
That's how I see it.
I feel like and the thing is this, we can't have one standard for one gender and one standard for the next gender and just be like women can't make decisions for themselves and what's not. I just feel like it's it wasn't too long ago that people used to actually move out the house at that age, like at 14 and 15 and what's not. But I feel like that's still a very young age and what's not. And I feel like just from what I understand, I feel like he shouldn't be in jail right now because he in my opinion, he didn't rape. He didn't force himself on nobody or what's not. Even though it's a lot of. Did you watch the documentary?
No, I saw like snippets. I
didn't watch the documentary. But I feel like I didn't watch the documentary, I will admit that I didn't want to do. But from what I understand, just from seeing women who was around him, who was doing interviews, who was in their life, it just feels like it was an exchange. It was an exchange of uh, money, an exchange of time, and that's it. Sounded like it was like a kicks for giggles type shit. You know what I mean? Like you know, you do something for me, I do something for you, and all they just was finding out. You know what I mean? And then let's bring in another part of this conversation too. Let's not act like pimping going on in some of these situations too, because there are parents who pimp their daughters out,
Mm-hmm.
right? There are a lot of times we'll see, even like even when I was in high school, I would see chicks telling other chicks who's like in grade 7 who messing with older dudes, who a lot of older dudes like, why you fucking with that nigga? That nigga ain't got no money. I mean, like in grade 8 they talking like that. So for me, when I hear a lot of them stuff, it's like it's a cash grab. You know what I mean? Some people that's just how they grow up. You know what I mean? Like if you can be fucking, why you gonna fuck a broke nigga? Why I mean you can fuck a rich nigga and get at least, if you can fuck somebody, fuck a rich nigga, at least get some money out of it. And I think that's a lot of that. A lot. Some of the girls might have been like that too. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just about hypergamy.
You know what that is?
That means like women, they go for the highest status man.
Right.
So for example, a woman always trying to get the highest man she could get, with the money, confidence, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's most people already realize that women are hypergamous, especially when they get after 18
Mm-hmm.
and 19. They try to go for the highest status men that they could get.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I understand like they wouldn't mess with broke guys, because
No, I
they
mean,
get
I talking about like the chicks who was around that age, who's before like these chicks like. But I mean, I was saying chicks say that from grade 8, fucking they
Mhm.
this dude out of school because he doing stuff for her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like whereas in supplying her with money or this or that. You know what I mean? I just think you gotta understand that sometimes it's just like, even like it's one of those things to where it's a case by case type of situation. I think because I know from grade 8 I really wanted to fuck my Spanish teacher. I don't even remember her name no more. She was from Colombia and she was fine as fuck. I really wanted that, but
I think we all are teachers. We
all
like
our
that
teachers we
stress.
want to knock down, and but she was I don't think she just didn't happen or what's not.
It wasn't gonna. Anyway, let me say it
I
wasn't
mean,
gonna happen. But
like it
maybe if you dream a little hard, it might
but
catch a little piece.
some dudes, they like I say, it's a case by case. Can't judge everybody by the same, you know what I mean? But it's just one of those things where you live in the States, you fucking know how to deal with black people. So you don't want to be black in front of no judge in front of the States.
Mm-hmm.
If you got the money, boy, try not to go in front of that judge. So this rapper named 42 Dugg, I've never heard none of his songs before. But his girlfriend, she owns a beauty bar, something like that. Jasmine Reno. She was like, apparently, no, he was a rapper, just trying to get his stuff out there. Now he's starting to go on the rise and what's not. And apparently she been talking a lot of trash about him since she just been throwing dirt on him. since now they break up and what's not. I feel like, you know, how you could throw dirt on, how you could talk about with someone, and you done, and she says that she make him wait a year before he smashed, you know, and he was like, listen, if I wanted to hit that, I could have hit that on the first night. I just didn't have a corner right now. And I feel like, man, how you could talk dirty? I mean, that's just a bunch of but how you could talk dirt about someone you done hit? You know what I mean?
See, well, my thing is
You hit that. Okay, if it was a one-time thing, then yeah. But she know how he physically looked, right? From the jump, and where he was financially from the jump. Now, when it comes to now, you decide to be with this guy, right? Now you throw in dirt. I mean, now you.
Well, I wanna take it back to because I sure you probably seen a lot of these memes too, where it would be like, would you rather jump in this pool of alligators or go back with your ex? I just don't understand, like, okay, maybe y'all left on bad terms, but I mean, at the end of the day, this was someone you were intimate with, someone who you were very close with, had a relationship with.
Right.
So, people should
And this
just.
wasn't even like a one-time thing. This was like, okay, this wasn't even like a side piece situation. You know what I mean? Because if you have a side piece, it's got to be something about them you interested or you like about them. But this was they was together and was stuff. I was like, I just don't feel like, I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I just feel like, from when you come this way, you just gotta realize, like me, I can dog you out. I can do you dirty. You know what I mean? I done put my balls all over your fucking face. Then your face done gets, I done slap you with my fucking dick right across your face. So you can probably talk about me all you want, but just know you don't get dog out. You know what I mean? Just remember, them same words were coming out your mouth. My dick was in that. You know what I mean? So just remember fucking that.
What?
Just remember fucking that. From the day you start talking about me, all them fucking words will come out your mouth. Just remember, my dick was in your mouth. So stop fucking talking shit. Real talk, babe. How you want to talk about someone after you done, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I say, like the bitterness from, I don't know, like maybe the breakup was very nasty and stuff.
You think because he was they break up like a year ago, but now he rising up now. So you think she feeling like,
She gonna ride the wave and get a little bit of that attention to come towards her.
You think so?
Yeah. Just to get her name out there.
I know one. If it was me, I know how I would handle it. Every word that come out your mouth, I'd be like, yeah. And my dick was in it too. My dick was right in her mouth. So you see, all them words she talk coming out her mouth, yeah, my dick was right in her mouth. So she can talk all that shit, but yep. Oh yeah, and plus he was like, yep, she was right there getting doggo right on the air mattress. Yeah, he he was sleeping on the air mattress. You was his girlfriend and what's not, and then you wouldn't talk like and she meet a nigga like me, you know me. I really don't care, you know what I mean. Whatever, I let you know what situation I in right off the jump, and he sound like he let her know the situation here because he was like, yeah, she was getting doggo right on that air mattress. But holding that shit in every fucking thing. So, I mean, you right there talking greasy about, but you gotta remember, like, you later on with that man. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So, anyway, let's get on to the next topic. Um, I see a lot of times, I was watching this interview with The Guardian, and this woman, she was talking about a lot of women talking about they want to be child free. They don't want children. How you feel about that? You think you date a chick who was like in a long term relationship who was like they don't want children?
Well, any woman could. I have no problem with a woman saying she doesn't want children.
Mm-hmm.
But personally, for me, since I have a choice, I would prefer to date one who would like to have children because, of course, I want my genes to pass on.
Right, right.
So, like I said, the decision is hers. It's her body. I ain't forcing nothing on her. So,
Right.
but to be with me, that's, you might not want it right
Long-term
now,
relationship.
but long term,
or short.
well, sometimes it really depends on the age, because if it's like if she young, like 20 or something like that,
Mhm.
it might change over time. So
Right.
it might be worth it.
But
like,
I mean, if it, I, if a woman says that this again, like if a man says that he doesn't want any children, no matter the age, people gonna take him serious. Like that is what he means.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Like when a woman says that when she's really young, and she says that I want children, people like, oh, one day she's gonna have children, and they encourage her. But like when if she says she doesn't want children, it's it's one of those things to where they say, you too young. One day your mind can change. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I like, in my opinion, if I was to date a chick who was to say that she doesn't want any children, I feel like we'll have to come to an arrangement. Me and her don't me and her might don't have any children, but me and her have to have a conversation like, listen, I want a child.
What do you mean, like a celibate type of thing?
No.
No, surrogate type of thing?
No. She probably could have children, but
Yeah,
she
that's
just
what I'm
don't
saying.
want them.
Yeah.
But I'll have to let her know. I'll have to sit down and we'll have a conversation like, listen, I want children. I understand that you don't want children, but I want children. So listen, I will have a child with someone else.
And she raise it?
Who?
To be the one who don't want children.
No. She don't want children. She don't want children inside our house. She don't want no children. That's the way we
Oh man, how could that work?
I mean, we just gotta have that conversation, and if we separate,
Why
we
would
separate.
she agree? Oh.
Listen, it ain't that she agreeing to it, or is she accepting it?
Okay,
Right?
that's
a
what you would
conversation
propose.
we have to have.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I'd say just rather break up if that's the case. If you
But
haven't taken somebody else.
if we separate, we separate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of having a conversation. You know what I mean? That's a part of it. You know what I mean? If we separate, we separate. You know what I mean? So that's a part of it.
So you saying you would be, if she's okay with it, you would have kids with somebody else and
Right.
stay with her.
Right.
So how would the one who you having the kids would feel? Unless that's like
She might. We'll have to co-parent.
Hmm.
We'll have to co-parent.
Well, that's interesting. I never. Well, it's a good idea, but I never seen it. I never seen it happen before. So
We'll have to work out the parameters to the
'Cause-
relationship and to the agreements of it. It'll just have to be one of those things to as we talk about. You know what I mean? When we get there, because she might be. You never know the dynamic. I mean, not knowing the dynamics to the relationship, but that would be one of those things to as you'll have to talk about.
yeah,
And
you gotta have your kids.
yeah,
Gotta gotta copy and paste yourself. Someone to make you proud in the future. Someone to take care of you.
but but I see Bill Duke was on an interview with Live, and he was talking about not having kids because because of his upbringing, like it was so much discrimination against him while he was growing up for being black. Like he was teased relentlessly. This is why I was talking about, with people raising their kids, can't have kids raising kids. You gotta, it's you can't you gotta know your child, and you gotta know what you're putting out there when you send your child out there into the world. It's not one of those things to where I'm saying just because you make fun of people just because they skin, how they look, with this, they where they from, that, this and the next. You wanna, in my opinion, you wanna teach the kids to be accepting of all people, no matter how they look or where they from or what's not. I think, and especially in our community, black people have it hard all over the world. No matter where we go, we have it hard. And we don't need to make it fucking harder for ourselves in our own country. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Amongst our own people. And we need to stop, we need to stop that shit for real, baby. We need to stop, you know what I mean? We need to stop, because he said that he didn't want our children because the amount, and these psychological scars are real, you know what I mean? It ain't no joke. He didn't want our no children because of what he faced when he was growing up, and he didn't want to put another child through the same thing.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the same thing, things.
You think?
Not at the same degree.
No.
At the same degree.
You can't tell nobody how to feel pain. You can't tell nobody how they should feel.
No, but I mean, what he was facing back then, it was.
Man,
I think it was a little more intense than it is now. Because,
But
they couldn't go into certain places.
You can't tell nobody. You watched that interview with 40 Glock? With Vlad? I see what they did. I think they that 40 Glock. That dude 18. He younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
And he talk about why he will not, and that's why
I think he was in that same interview, right? What you sent me? I think I was in that same interview.
but the dude with the dreadlocks?
Yeah, he featured him in that.
40 Glock. And that's what with Vlad.
But I think his reason was different though. He didn't want.
But the same thing happened to him. He said he got teased a lot because of his skin color. So he said he will not have no child with no black woman.
Well, it really seemed like in his situation, he just was concerned about looks wise. Personally, I mean,
because he didn't want this. And I can talk about enhancing the race. I mean, not enhancing one's culture in a minute, but he basically was saying the same thing. But he's saying when he have a child, he ain't not gonna child with no black woman. He can have a child with a white woman because he don't want no dark skin baby because of what happened to him.
Well, I didn't get that part. I didn't get that part of the reasoning because I mean he almost made it seem like he just didn't like how the black skin color looked. I didn't know it was because
you didn't watch the whole interview. Right?
Well, I mean, it was only that snippet of him in it. I saw that full snippet of him, but it just seemed like he didn't like the color.
He was basically like, I think he talked about it a little bit, but I think it was basically, you ain't just can feel like that for no reason. You know what I mean?
It seemed like he just felt like he was ugly because didn't he say that at the beginning?
Why would you feel like you ugly?
No, I mean I was telling you because he felt like he was ugly because of how dark he was.
I would say, hold on.
That's the point. 1 hour.
I would say this. right? I would say this. He, in my opinion, that he just listen. And then this what he just going off what I see from the interview. It was more or less like this. He didn't wanna. The first fella was like this. He didn't want face. He didn't want nobody. He didn't want put no children through the same intensity what he been through. And the next one was talking about enhancing the colors. People, I got people in my family who's talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk about enhancing the family and what's not. Don't marry and just because of me being who I am, I've always been told that, boy, you can marry a white woman. I seriously, like, boy, you can marry a good white woman. That's like just because I like to go scuba diving and what's not.
Wow.
I mean, real talk. Just because I like to go scuba diving and whatnot. But I always still like dark skinned guys. But everybody was always pushing me to not everybody, but the majority of people in my family was pushing me to marry like a white woman. You know what I mean? And I've even had, like, I got uncles who straight up would tell you, like, listen, I don't fuck with no dark skinned guys because I put on this egg to enhance our family. I done black. Why marry another black woman? Real talk. And they would they would tell you that in person in real life. No joking. And they say that, and I actually watched one of my uncles say that in front of his white wife. He enhancing. So that when I say shit like that, it's real. It ain't. It's one of those things to where I said it's reality. You know what I mean? We like to act like it's not an issue, but it's a big fucking issue. You know what I mean? We have all these bleaching. Why you think white people bleaching every fucking day?
Yeah, also.
When you walk down, when you go inside these stores and what's not, you see these guys them bleach out or niggas bleach out, and you wondering why they fucking doing that.
Yeah,
It's sad.
They don't like their color.
People in my own family be bleaching. I just be like, Jesus Christ. I watch people in my own family bleach their fucking child. From when they was a baby, they was bleaching the fucking baby.
Oh, yeah.
Bleaching the baby. It's serious. It's serious. Bleaching the fucking baby and all. It ain't no joke, bro. It ain't no joke.
People got a lovely color, man.
You and that's why I say it ain't just about loving your color. It's about preaching it. Fucking, you gotta say it. You gotta be making fun of nobody because of their hair and their skin and they that. You gotta tell people to be accepting. You gotta teach your kids to be accepting and what's not. But it's just one of those things to where I say it starts at home and you gotta. It starts at home. It starts at home. Everything. I see that the Yeezys from run are selling for $300. First of all, they kind of remind me.
I want to hear what you got to say about this.
They some of the ugliest pieces of shit I have ever seen. I would not buy fucking them, but I
have
support.
a differing opinion.
I do support black-owned businesses, but I will not be buying that piece of shit. Now I was looking.
I have a differing opinion.
What you saying?
You finish.
I finished. I just want to know what you got to say.
All right. I understand they look a bit abnormal, right?
A bit
abnormal.
Jesus
but okay, my
Christ.
thing is right. Okay, my thing is it's a very prestigious brand, right?
Yeah.
So most of the stuff can be at that price
Shout
point.
out to Kanye for making that $1 billion fucking company.
And the thing about it is, my thing is, if they well made, meaning that they could last a while with the quality of the products, I wouldn't say I would wear them every day, but I'm just saying there's something that could. It'll get a lot of attention, of course.
Right.
You know, people when they go, they want to get that attention. and it's just something to stand out because even for me sometimes like I would wear like I show you the red shoes.
Yeah, I see them, and I was like,
stand,
they look nice, but for me,
yeah, but people like to stand out even if it ain't.
That's the thing with fashion. It depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you like. You know what I mean? But those shoes, how much they was going for? Like the real ones.
Like 800.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
I need support because I got fucking ML in my neck, so I need the.
But I see that's the thing. I listened to the whole thing. They were saying like they really you know, they feel comfortable and
they
stuff like that.
They really fucking ugly.
They get attention. People, you know.
They get attention.
That's what people want. Even like you see how Russell Westbrook how he's dressed.
He used to be alright sometimes.
Sometimes, but he used to be. You know, people intentionally do these type of things just to show just to show that you got it. You know what I mean? Like Balenciaga's, no, but even like certain brands like Louis Vuitton and Gucci and stuff, just to show that you got it.
Louis,
like,
fuck Gucci.
I admit they look a little upstrange, but maybe on the beach I might wear something like that.
You wear something like that?
What? I'd rock them. If they're comfortable and they up with quality.
For different folks.
Mm-hmm.
They some ugly motherfuckers.
I wouldn't wear them every day, but just have them in the collection.
I mean, I understand the gals them can like them because they're expensive and they fuck them. You know what I mean?
I mean, even just because of that, you might end up getting you know gals.
But they ugly.
No, because even like when I had on the let's say fake Balenciagas, right? People would be coming up to me all the time. They'd be like, "Hey, you know, those look very expensive. What you know?" They just coming up to me, just asking, you know, starting a conversation and stuff. And then people call that I don't know if you know about peacocking.
What is that?
Okay, what peacocking is, right, is where a guy, he wears like something abnormal because he knows a girl is going to come to him and be like, hey, what is that? You know, something like she would ask him about to get the conversation going. So
right. Okay.
They call that peacocking. So
but what if she just fucking make a conversation just to talk to you or something? Well, just like not even because when she just want to talk to you.
Well, I mean, either way, you get another to talk to you because you know a lot of the times the girls say it's just.
Listen, I know they're looking. I ain't be wearing nothing that I don't
but
fucking like.
It's to stand out. It's to stand out. That's what it's for.
I understand that, but I'm not gonna be wearing no ugly shit. What I think is ugly to make a gal who probably isn't gonna fucking.
It ain't all about the gal. It's just the fashions. It's just the status symbol, just to show that, like gold, like wearing gold and things like. Just to show that you got it.
I like fucking gold, you know what I mean?
But like I said, if it's a quality thing, if it's just a cheap piece of plastic where it could just, you know, only last for a month.
But she might fucking like that cheap piece of plastic.
No, but I'm saying the Yeezys brand, he could justify selling it if it's like, even though it's a brand, but once it's well made and it could last, I have no problem.
A lot of these things, I just don't understand why they're so expensive.
It's a brand.
They're so fucking ugly.
It's a brand. It's just
like
I said, it's status symbol. That's all it's about.
It's a status symbol. That's all it is. Right. That's true. I was looking the other day and I was seeing that they made a device. For Tesla. Tesla made this. No, not Tesla, but there was someone make a device with Tesla.
It only could work for the Teslas.
It only could work for the Teslas. I don't know if it can work with other cars
I think it could work with other
but cars. It's a device that gives you I think it's a head device or it's a device that you know because the Teslas are self-driving cars and I think that's why they have it with the Teslas but it's this thing where it's give you head while you fucking driving while you put the car in self-drive mode why
When you sent me it, right, and I was watching it, I had to actually click. I went on the website just to make sure it was a real product.
It's a real product.
No, because like how they were saying it, they was almost like it was like a joke or something.
No,
like in the
it's a real product.
It seemed.
It's like kind of like one of those you ever see like pocket pussies, like them. Why?
And it's $300.
And you put the car in self-drive mode, and then, bruh, it costs $300. Take that $300 and go buy you a real whole live pussy. If you just want fucking, Get your nut off. Take $300 and go invest in some real pussy. Go pay a bill. That's what we call it. Put some money in the Harry Bank. Stop fucking around with these little mechanics. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you could do it.
What
You could
the
use
fuck?
it all the time.
Huh?
You could reuse it. So
Reuse it.
you could reuse it. You
Reuse
see
it.
That's a one time.
Man.
A one-time
Yeah,
payment.
that's true. That's true.
You could get 1,000 in a month.
Or you
if
could just
want.
find a real fucking gal.
What if that
A
one does
real life
it? What if that
gal.
one does it better? It don't get tired or nothing. You know, it could stick on rhythm like a metronome. It ain't
I mean,
that-
but just for the car though, like you can't wait. Like how long is your commute?
you know, this is what the world can be going to. You know, this
You know,
robotic
that's
type of
just
stuff,
true.
yeah,
A
that's
lot
what
of
it is.
times you seen a lot of these dolls out there. A lot
Especially
of
in
people.
the East, like in the Japan and things like
Ooh,
that, where
like
there ain't
a lot-
enough women.
Boy, a lot of these. No, that's in China, but in Japan it's
Japan
like.
is white.
Is it that they have an issue too? I think
thought
it's a
it was Japan,
communication
yeah.
issue with a lot of Japanese guys with women.
Oh.
It's just that they so into games and animation. I'd be like, I tell like y'all, fuck them games. Come play with this doggy. You know what I mean? I ain't got no time for no fucking games. She is the fucking game. Like, come here, let me play with your pussy. You see what I'm saying? To me, I really don't understand, bruh. Whatever happened to Pamela? You know what I mean? Or not even Pamela, but fucking, it's a commute. You know what I mean? I just, whew.
But you see, the
It's-
thing
it's
with
just
that
a much.
device is,
It's a
I
bit
think there's too
much.
much things that could go wrong.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much, especially while you drive, while the car itself drives.
What if you go over a speed bump and then just whoop?
It's
Rip it
just
right off.
It's just a bit much. But anyway, I think that's it for this episode. I just want to thank you guys again. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And thanks again for tuning in for another episode of We Live. Peace.